to start this partnership, to show this unity, and we are going to pass this ball round. So pick one from this and give to the next person. And this one officially marks the partnership between the Embassy of Czech Republic in Nigeria through Czech8 and Innov8 Hub, setting up this 3D printing and fabrication center. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I will start.
While Dr. Deji distributes, take a moment and look around you. The chair you're sitting on, the clothes you're wearing, the phone in your hand, the cup on your table, the vehicle parked outside. Every object that surrounds your daily life has one thing in common. Before it became something you could touch, it first existed as an idea in someone's mind.
History is often remembered through kings, wars, and great discoveries. But another story quietly runs beneath them all. The story of making things, because every civilization has been defined not only by what it believed, but by what it could build. The Stone Age wasn't named after people. It was named after what people learned to make. Then came bronze, iron, steel, machines, and factories. Every new way of making things changed the course of human civilization.
But history has a habit of surprising us. Just when we think we've perfected the way we make things, someone changes the rules. The steam engine did, electricity did, computers did, artificial intelligence is doing it. And now, another revolution is quietly rewriting manufacturing itself.
Welcome to Tech Mode. Today, we explore a technology that is quietly changing the way the world makes things. But the bigger question is this: could it also change the way Nigeria builds its future?
For more than 2 centuries, the rules of manufacturing remained remarkably consistent. If you wanted to produce something, you needed a factory. You needed expensive machinery, specialized tools, production lines, warehouses, and large quantities of raw materials. The economics were simple. The more identical products you manufactured, the lower the cost of each one. Mass production became the foundation of modern industry, and nations that mastered it became the economic giants of the world.
We know, of course, Nigeria is ensuring that they also key into global development. And for us, we believe we are playing a part in that at Innov8 being a research to prototype-based organization. This is an avenue to boost our capacity in indigenous development, not having to go outside the shores of Nigeria to import equipment, anything that may be needed within the country for manufacturing, for developments in civil engineering, in mechanical engineering and the likes. This ensures that we have the capacity within Nigeria to build this equipment or to build what is necessary.
From automobiles and aircraft to household appliances and medical equipment, almost everything around us followed this same principle. Designs were first translated into molds, dies, or specialized machinery before a single product could even be manufactured. Building those tools often cost millions of dollars, meaning innovation itself came with a high price. Only companies with significant resources could afford to create, test, and manufacture at scale.
For generations, this system worked remarkably well. It gave the world speed, consistency, and affordability. It built industries, created employment, and transformed economies.
Yet, beneath its success lay a quiet limitation. Every new idea demanded new machinery. Every design change required new tools. Every mistake meant wasted materials, lost time, and additional costs. Manufacturing had become powerful, but it had also become rigid.
Then something unexpected happened. Not inside the world's largest factories, not on the busiest assembly lines, but inside research laboratories, universities, and innovation centers where engineers began asking a remarkably simple question. What if objects didn't have to be carved, cut, pressed, or molded into existence? What if they could simply be printed? For decades, the idea sounded almost impossible. Printing belonged to paper, manufacturing belonged to factories. The two worlds had nothing in common.
Until they did.
What emerged was not merely another machine or another production technique, it was an entirely different philosophy of manufacturing. Instead of removing material from a larger block or forcing molten material into expensive molds, this new technology would build objects layer by layer, adding material only where it was needed, guided entirely by a digital design. The world would come to know it as additive manufacturing. Most people simply call it 3D printing.
We normally call it additive manufacturing lab. Yes, because we manufacture component parts, functional prototype, rapid prototyping. Yeah, this is the lab that gives us what we want. First, the client comes with their ideas. Yes, we'll map the ideas from their head in form of a digital file. That idea that's in your head, you will see it in the computer. Then after which they move to this place. Yeah, from here now we get the file as an STL file, slice it. Slicing it is in form of converting that digital file to G codes. G code is the languages that the machines understands, of course. So converting it into G code, you slice it. If slicing here means, you give commands, set of algorithms. Of course, computer will now read those algorithms and manufacture exactly what you want to manufacture.
Perhaps the biggest misconception about 3D printing is that it's simply another type of printer. It isn't. It represents something much bigger. It changes the relationship between imagination and manufacturing. For the first time in history, having an idea no longer requires owning a factory before you can build it.
Yeah, that changes everything.
And that everything is already happening. Aircraft manufacturers now print lightweight engine components that are stronger than traditionally manufactured parts. Doctors print patient-specific surgical models before entering the operating theater. Dentists produce custom aligners and crowns with astonishing precision. Architects transform digital drawings into physical scale models within hours instead of weeks. Fashion designers experiment with wearable structures impossible to sew by hand. Scientists are developing printable human tissues. Engineers are building homes. Food technologists are experimenting with printed meals. Even space agencies are studying how astronauts could manufacture essential tools millions of kilometers away from Earth instead of waiting for supplies from the ground. This is no longer a technology searching for an application. It is a technology quietly entering almost every industry.
Which raises an important question. If countries around the world are redefining manufacturing through additive technologies, where does Nigeria stand in this new industrial revolution? And perhaps more importantly, who is preparing the next generation of Nigerians to become builders of that future?
That question brings us here, to a place where ideas are no longer confined to computer screens, but are beginning to take physical form. Innov8 Hub.
Across the world, governments, universities and private institutions are investing heavily in additive manufacturing, not simply because it is new, but because it represents a different way of thinking. They understand that tomorrow's industrial leaders may not necessarily own the largest factories. They will own the brightest ideas, the most advanced digital skills, and the ability to transform those ideas into products faster than ever before.
Today, a research in else, but it is not yet, it's still in the archive, but you can build it to become a reality. Today's world is professionalism. Today's world is not just academics. Today's world is professionality. Today's world is impact. Today's world is product to impact, research to impact.
That realization is reshaping education itself. Around the world, fabrication laboratories are becoming as important as traditional workshops. Students are no longer encouraged to memorize concepts alone. They are challenged to design, experiment, fail, improve, and build. Because innovation is no longer measured only by knowledge, it is measured by the ability to create.
Here in Abuja, that same philosophy is beginning to take roots. Behind these walls is more than just another innovation center. It is a place where imagination meets engineering, where digital ideas become physical objects, and where young Nigerians are learning that manufacturing is no longer reserved for giant corporations. This is Innov8 Hub.
We act as the bridge between ideas and the market, enabling inventors to test, to iterate, and launch real products that actually solve real problems.
Established as one of Nigeria's leading innovation and technology centers, Innov8 Hub was created to nurture a culture of creativity, research, entrepreneurship, and practical problem solving. Rather than simply teaching emerging technologies, the Hub provides innovators with the environment, equipment, mentorship, and collaborative spaces needed to transform ideas into working solutions.
Room temperature drying. But when you want to have room temperature drying, you need to put a fan.
We use a lot of different advanced manufacturing equipment, tools, softwares, just to make sure the prototype looks exactly what the client wants. Whether the client, again, I mean the participants, be the researchers or the students, whosoever it is.
To put that there too. When you go downstairs.
Its mission extends beyond technology itself. It is about empowering Nigerians to become creators rather than consumers, equipping them with the skills to compete in an increasingly digital and innovation-driven global economy.
Here, I've seen tiny whispers of ideas being translated into massive products, massive prototypes, all by Nigerian experts in all ramifications: IoT, electronics, in embedded systems, simulation, product designing, creative media, even upcycling, recycling, 3D printing technology. You've seen things they've been producing, prototyping, creating out of the hub. We've seen individuals from here who won NASA competitions. We've seen individuals from the hub who won IEE, that EEE competition. These organizations are based in the US.
Recognizing the growing importance of additive manufacturing, Innov8 Hub has continued to expand its capabilities through strategic international collaborations. One such milestone came from a partnership with the Embassy of the Czech Republic, facilitated under Czech Aid, to establish and strengthen a dedicated 3D printing and fabrication center.
Actually, we get involved through the private sector, concretely through Prusa Research, who already provided his machines to Innov8 Hub before. And we were asked to get in touch with them and try to develop collaboration. So that's how I got in touch with the management of Innov8 Hub. And later on, I had the opportunity to visit the center myself. Innov8 Hub, the facilities, and I was deeply impressed.
Very much.
Thank you.
Over the years with Prusa, that's one of the leading 3D printing developer in the world. They are based in Czech Republic. They've been supplying the 3D printers. We have a partnership with them, and with that, we have the 3D printers we use in the lab. So as an offshoot of that is also the partnership with the Czech Republic and which is being chaired by the Czech 8 Development Agency, and of course headed by the Czech Republic Embassy here in Abuja. So this 3D printing program is born out of that partnership to see how can we take emerging technology that, and 3D printing is one of it, how can we take it beyond the scope that it currently exists in Nigeria.
The collaboration represents far more than the donation of equipment. It is an investment in knowledge transfer, technical capacity, and the development of local expertise. It reflects a shared belief that sustainable innovation begins by equipping people with the tools and skills to solve problems for themselves.
From my short experience here as ambassador in Nigeria, I know one thing for sure, that Nigeria on one hand is a country with many challenges, let's be open, but at the same time it's a country with a huge potential, and the most of this potential lies in its people, especially like young people. And so to make actually the full use of this potential, it is necessary in the first place to actually create jobs, high qualified jobs for those young people, and to diversify the Nigerian economy. I'm sure in the long run, like Nigeria will succeed in this long project, and for that reason, I'm really happy and proud that actually our government and our embassy could make this small contribution to this long-term goal. And I'm sure you will succeed. So good luck and God bless.
International partnerships like this have become increasingly important. Technology evolves at an extraordinary pace, and no nation advances alone. Collaborations enables countries to exchange knowledge, accelerate innovation, and expose young people to global best practices. But machines alone do not transform societies. People do.
That philosophy came to life during the 3D printing and fabrication training program jointly organized by Innov8 Hub and the Czech Embassy.
Based on this project, this partnership with the Embassy of Czech Republic in Nigeria, we are going to be training 50 individuals, Nigerians, around 3D printing technology. Let me speak a little bit about the training and capacity building component of this project. So each cohort will be trained for 3 days. We have segmented the training in 3 arms. First, basic level. Because if you don't have a knowledge of 3D printing before, you are just aware that it exists. Basic will take you from the level of just awareness to the level of some knowledge in 3D printing and some ability to be able to print. The next level is intermediate. After you are at the basic level, you move into the intermediate level, where you can manipulate designs, where you can do little designs, manipulate designs, and print on your own. Then you can work on the printer, set up the printer, know how to feed the printer, maybe do some level of troubleshooting. Then the third segment of this training is advanced. After the intermediate, you move to the advanced level.
Students, researchers, engineers, designers, entrepreneurs, and technology enthusiasts gathered not merely to observe a new machine, but to understand a new way of thinking.
Well, I'm excited about the hands-on training that I will undergo because as a lecturer, the more I'm equipped and I'm skilled, the better for my students and the better for the development of the younger ones.
I would say that it is a very good opportunity to be used in my organization to build and make prototypes of different things. I mean, in the defense sector of Nigeria, it could be used in so many different ways, in the aerospace, in the maritime, and in land.
Inside the fabrication center, participants explored every stage of the manufacturing process, from digital modeling and computer-aided design to printer calibration, material selection, slicing software, and post-processing techniques. For many, it was their first opportunity to witness a digital concept gradually emerge into a tangible object, layer by layer.
Using 3D printing systems makes it possible that we can replicate parts very easily. And it helps in things we created, making it come to fruition. We make it available. No matter the kind of design we think we want to create, we'll be able to use 3D machine to make it come into life.
Yes, if you go to universities in the country, you'd find that there are lots of researches that are just packed in shelves as STEM papers, as publications. A place like this breathes life into them because aside the equipment is also a networking hub. This is a space you could come to and you are meeting with international organizations. You are meeting with other universities, you're meeting with embassies and so on.
Yet, perhaps the greatest lesson extended beyond the machines themselves. Participants discovered that innovation is rarely about having access to expensive technology. More often, it begins with curiosity, creativity, and the willingness to solve problems differently.
Okay, being here is the first step, getting knowledge, and then what I intend to do, which is in my field, teaching the students, going back to my university, teaching them from the designing, prototyping, to actually bringing out what they actually want for their project. The first more like having a working prototype for their projects.
I would say to the participants, please, open up your mind. Fourth Industrial Revolution belongs to those who can deeply learn, unlearn, learn, and relearn. However you want to do it. You can decide to relearn, unlearn, and learn again. However you want to do it.
Whether you're an architect designing buildings, a doctor planning surgery, a fashion designer exploring new materials, an artist creating sculptures, or an entrepreneur building your very first product, the principles remain exactly the same. Every innovation begins with an idea. The printer simply gives that idea a physical form.
Perhaps that is why additive manufacturing is attracting attention far beyond engineering. It is becoming a meeting point where science, art, business, education, healthcare, architecture, and entrepreneurship intersect. It reminds us that innovation is rarely confined to one profession. Instead, it flourishes wherever imagination meets opportunity.
The vision is still alive at Innov8 Hub. It's on our wall when you see it there, the brand wall. The vision is there. As long as we keep this vision alive, we keep the commitment and passion alive at Innov8 Hub to making sure we are impact-driven. We are drivers of impact in the Nigerian society. And as long as we have these partners we've been working with, and more partners come on board to work with us, in the next 10 years, Innov8 Hub would have been a hub that would have helped Nigeria create jobs. I'm talking of in millions. That would have helped Nigerians become what they envisaged becoming years before Innov8 Hub came into existence. And in the next 10 years, I'm sure minimum of 5 unicorns would have been created through individuals that would have worked with Innov8 Hub, worked through any of the programs at Innov8 Hub. I see that happening because now we have a lot of them in the commercialization process and some that have become good businesses. But to become a unicorn is a massive thing. But it's going to happen. Then in the next 10 years, I see the Nigerian academia becoming a champion of innovation, champion of venture creation, and purveyors of solutions, homegrown solutions in Nigeria through the mindset shifting programs that Innov8 Hub is running for members of the academia in partnership with Tech Fund. So far, the impact has been tremendous. But in the next 10 years, the members of the academia would actually be the ones that the industry will look up to for solutions. It used to be like that in Nigeria.